This Notebook LM video delves into the universal symbol of the Tree of Life, a motif shared across cultures and religions. Using examples like the Norse Yggdrasil, it shows how the tree symbolizes the structure of the universe, serving as an axis mundi that links different realms of the cosmos and shapes human experience.
So what if I told you that there's a symbol that pops up in pretty much every culture, a single image that acts as a map of the entire cosmos? Well, today we're going to dive into that very symbol, the Tree of Life. And let's kick things off with this fascinating thought from the poet William Blake. He saw this deep, deep connection between the physical seed of a tree and something he called the imaginative image. He's basically saying that just like a tree lives on through its seed, our most powerful ideas, our visions, they're reborn through deep, contemplative thought. Right, so that begs the question, doesn't it? What exactly is this imaginative image Blake's talking about, and why a tree? What is it about this ancient symbol that makes it the perfect carrier for such a huge idea? That's the mystery we're going to unpack. Here's the journey we're about to go on. We'll start with the tree as a literal map of the cosmos, then we'll see it as the pillar holding everything up. After that, we'll get into its role in life and death, how shamans use it as a ladder to other worlds, and finally, we'll circle all the way back to Blake's incredible idea of the tree of imagination. Okay, first things first. We need to get our heads around the fact that the tree isn't just any symbol. Nope. It belongs to a really special group of ideas that mythologists call the symbolism of the center. So what is the center exactly? Well, think of it as the sacred starting point, the ground zero in myths all over the world. It's the world's navel, the one spot where the divine first broke through into reality. And what's standing right there at that cosmic starting point? You guessed it, the Tree of Life. And because the tree stands right there at the center, it gets another really important job. It becomes the structural core for the entire universe. This idea has a name, the axis mundi. Now, this is such a cool way to visualize a concept that you see in countless cultures. It's a diagram of that axis mundi, or the world axis, and it shows how a tree, a cosmic mountain, or even just a central pillar, they're all really just different ways of talking about the same fundamental idea. All right, let's break this cosmic map down a bit. That axis mundi, that's the main line, the vertical pole connecting everything, the heavens, our earth, and the underworld. It's often shown as a cosmic mountain, kind of like the pyramids or those ancient stupas. And the shapes are super important. The square base, that's earth. The circular top, that's heaven. And the whole thing acts like a ladder to get from one to the other. Now, to see this in action, let's look at probably the most famous cosmic tree of all time, Yggdrasil, the huge ash tree from Norse mythology. For the Vikings, this wasn't just some nice idea. It was the living, breathing structure of their entire cosmos. You can just feel the power of this idea in the old poems. Just listen to this verse from the Voluspa. It's describing this immense, vital tree that's always being watered, always green, and it's the source of the very dew that falls on the world. I mean, what an incredible structure. Its roots snake down into 3 different underworlds. Its trunk is our world, Midgard, and its branches soar up into Asgard, where the gods live. But here's the kicker. It's not static. You've got a serpent gnawing at the roots, an eagle perched in the top branches, and it's constantly being watered. It's a system in perfect tension, always in a state of dying and being reborn. And that whole idea of regeneration? That leads us perfectly into our next layer. The tree isn't just a pillar holding up the sky. It's the actual engine driving life, death, and rebirth. So often, you'll see the tree tied to a great mother goddess figure. I mean, there's this amazing Siberian myth that tells of a goddess who comes out of the cosmic tree to feed the first man, giving him superhuman strength. The tree itself becomes this source of divine life. And this connection plays out in this story that you see over and over again, the story of the vegetation god. We're talking about figures like Adonis, Osiris, or Attis. A young god is born from a tree in the spring. In the summer, he becomes the lover of the goddess. He dies in the fall, and then bam, he's resurrected the next spring. His life cycle is the seasonal cycle, and the tree is right at the heart of his story. Okay, so the tree is a map, and it's an engine of life. But wait, there's more. It's also a path you can actually travel. This is the tree of ascent, and it's used by mystics and shamans to journey between the worlds. And the key insight here is what happens when you transform the tree. See, when you strip away all the leaves, all the parts that change with the seasons, you're left with its permanent vertical core. Think of a maypole. You're basically revealing the raw axis mundi, turning it into a ladder straight to the spirit world. And this isn't just theory, it happens in actual rituals. Picture this. A shaman in Siberia puts a birch tree inside a tent. The tree has 9 notches carved into it, one for each of the 9 heavens. And as he drums himself into a trance, he physically climbs those notches, narrating his whole incredible journey for his community, until he gets to the very top to speak with the supreme god. The tree is literally his ladder to heaven. Which brings us all the way back to where we started, with Blake and his imaginative image. It turns out the tree isn't just a map of the outer cosmos. It's also a map of our inner cosmos, a bridge between the worlds inside our own minds. I mean, just look at these 2 visions. On one side, you have Black Elk and Aglala Sioux Holy Man seeing this mighty flowering tree at the center of everything. On the other, you have St. John in the book of Revelation seeing a tree of life in the New Jerusalem. We're talking 2 completely different cultures, separated by thousands of miles and years. Yet, the same core image appears in a moment of profound spiritual vision. That's the imaginative image Blake was talking about. Now, to really get this, our regular word imagination might not cut it. The philosopher Henry Corbin came up with a better term, imaginal. Now, this doesn't mean made up or fake. No, think of the imaginal as a real place in the mind, a bridge that connects what our senses tell us with what our intellect understands. It's the space where meaning is actually born. And this distinction is absolutely key. Usually when we say something is imaginary, we're dismissing it, right? It's fake, it's not real. But imaginal describes something totally different. A real, structured level of experience. It's where spirit and matter meet. It's the natural home for symbols like the tree of life. And here is where it all clicks together so beautifully. The structure of the cosmic tree is a perfect map for the imaginal realm. Just like the tree connects heaven and the underworld, our own imagination connects our conscious mind with our unconscious depths. The cosmic tree is growing right inside of us.
So what that means is that the power of our imagination, our imaginal faculty, is just like the tree. It's regenerative. It's not static. It breaks down old, crusty ideas and lets those eternal truths be reborn in new ways for our time. It's the part of us that makes the world meaningful and magical.
So we're left with this. If this ancient symbol is actually a map of our own creative potential, then it's not some dusty old relic from a museum. It's a living force right inside you. The only question left is, what new worlds is the Tree of Life helping you create?